And I believe we are live. I'll just give it a second to make sure it's coming through. This is always the mystery. But anyway, yeah, so I can see comments, but I always have a little trouble keeping up with that. So I put a little comment in there a minute ago that I'll be able to see them. But if I can't get to everybody like normal. There it is. I'm on now. I heard my own feedback. So yeah, so I will have this link up here in a little while if you want to get on. But in case I forget to tell you, don't watch it on YouTube. Watch it through the link, because if you watch it on YouTube as well, it'll have a weird feedback like I just had. And then, oh, I see Mr. Noodle. Mr. Noodle. I can see the other members of the crew down here in the basement. This is the first time I've had Mr. Noodle on. I wasn't sure who I was dealing with. It looked like a complete stranger. Kind of threw me for a loop. I've been hacked, but no. So anyway, yeah, so hope everyone survived the Snowmageddon 2026. That was the biggest pile of hot garbage forecast we've ever had. I got maybe 5/8 of an inch of sleet, and then maybe 1 millimeter of freezing rain glaze on top of that. Barely enough, about the equivalent of a Krispy Kreme donut glazing. So yeah, we skated through. I'm not complaining, but I was prepared for the end of the world, as I'm sure probably all of y'all were too. But yeah, so that was something right there. A little bit disappointing for Ryan. She was hoping for like the 25 inches of snow. Then it started deteriorating into the freezing rain and sleet, and then really just didn't do anything around here. So I saw pictures of Nashville. Looked like they got hit pretty hard. A lot of trees down, but yeah. So thank goodness we didn't do too badly here. But anyway, so a couple things going to talk about tonight. One is the Amy Begg Memorial Paddle Fast on Wilson Creek is coming up February 7th. And kickoff for that is high noon as usual. Plan to be there. Man, I forgot. I think it's, I'll put some details in the description. This is maybe $10 to take part in the memorial. I think maybe $10 to park, something like that. But we always get a yurt or a cabin for the weekend, Friday and Saturday night, and we just kind of make a weekend of it. It's one of our favorite weekends all year. They're opening the gorge up January 31st, next Saturday. And so this will be the full Amy Begg Memorial like normal. We won't have to do the bike race and then do from the resort down, because they're opening the gorge. So everyone's super excited. No one's been up there, at least not publicly, in a year kayaking. So there may be some new things to sort out. Maybe some rocks move around. It's not a lot of information. So I'm sure some information will come out on that this weekend as some of the guys go up there. Some of the guys and girls go up there and start paddling again. And then I may try to get up there at some point just to see it for myself. And then we will be getting there Friday, and we'll be there through Sunday at some point. So if you're wanting to come and take part or spectate, film, just be a part of the whole thing, we'd love to have you up there. Don't know what the water level is going to be, especially after all this winter storm. I'm not sure what their accumulation totals and all that will be, or how fast it'll melt. So a lot of unknowns, but we will be having it February 7th. So everyone's super excited about that. Also, topics for tonight, I got a couple quick things we're going to talk about. One being when not to go. That was something one of the guys put up, when not to go kayaking or kayak camping, and that kind of applied to us this weekend. And then another one may have been how do you overcome a bad start? And that's something we've all dealt with. And then another one we might touch on briefly is I forgot what it was. I have it written down. We'll get to that. But before I forget, we have some flasks that are coming in. I think they're ready, but the snow kind of delayed me getting a hold of them. So those of you that order the flasks, the logos came in real small. Already sent you emails. Those are ready. I'll be sending those out as soon as I can get over there and get them, and as soon as the mail's running. So that's all the news. But why don't I bring in my esteemed group of guests to the show. The best beard in show business, let me bring to you the Southern Paddler, Dan Truitt. What's going on, man?
Hey, Pete. All's good.
Yeah, and next up is a below average paddler. You may know him as Andrew. His channel name is Below Average Paddler or Subpar Paddler. I can't remember. Which one is it, Andrew?
It's the handle is Below Average Paddler, but the channel is called Adventure with Andrew.
Okay, gotcha. I knew I was.
But yes, I am a below average paddler.
So YouTube did this where I have my channel name, so it's River Kings, and then it adds a handle. So comments show up as the handle in one setting and as the name in another. So depends on if you're in YouTube Studio or on regular YouTube looking at the comments. And I started seeing that, and I thought maybe change the channel name, but it's just throwing me for a loop. All right, next up. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I know, I'm just weird like that.
No, it's not you, it's me too, because I think I'm at River Kings Kayaks for my handle. I don't know why the handle can't just be the channel name, but it's not. But probably there were multiple channel names the same, and they wanted something to differentiate, I'm guessing. Now we have Stanford Cole, who artist formerly known as Stan Cole. There's an inside joke about that, but now he's known as the Stanford.
Thanks, Pete. I thought for sure when you were talking about below average paddler, I was going to be the next one this morning.
No, I got that one covered, Stan.
I see Mr. Noodle down here covering his head. I think I can get 6 of us on here. Let me see if I can do that. There he is. Name it. Oh, he changed it. Good. Mr. Noodle. Noodle. How you doing, Naaman?
Oh, great. I just realized that Brian said we're all in uniform, and I am in my Akoi race shirt, so I am not. Oops.
It's okay. We'll let it go this time. And then to round out the crew at the moment. Oh, just in time to open the road up.
It is what it is.
Alan with DNA Adventures. So, Naaman, what is your channel name?
Just my first and last name, Naaman Root.
Naaman Root. There's only one like it in the world. You can't miss it. And then DNA Adventures over here with Alan. Stan, you have a channel. Do you want to talk about that?
I can. It's called Paddle Reflections, and just like everybody else, I make videos to remember my trips. And so anyway, yeah, feel free to check it out.
One of you has the video volume on outside of StreamYard. Looks like it was Mr. Noodle.
Hold on.
Was it Noodle Brains or Noodle?
Oh, there we go. All right. So first off, the topic. Someone still got it on. I can hear it.
I'm gonna go get some headphones. Hold on.
Okay. So first topic is when not to go kayaking, and so this was something on our hearts and minds rather this weekend, because I had this idea like, hey, think about it, guys. The biggest ice storm of the century, whatever they say it's going to be. Why don't we go kayak camping tonight? Because the worst part of the storm isn't coming till tomorrow. And then we can get out there, go get my son to drop us upstream on the Hall River and paddle down and literally paddle back to my house. And then I told him then I'd have a lot of help to clear the pine trees off and then y'all can go home. We all had a good laugh. But then the more I thought about it, I thought, if we get an inch of ice, generally in an inch of ice accumulation, 50% of the trees in a forest come down. So I didn't want to be tied to a tree when everything is or 50% of the trees sustain major damage. But so yeah, someone's still got their volume on. Who is? I think it's Alan.
Well, I've got to be able to hear somebody, but
Are you on StreamYard or are you on?
I'm on StreamYard. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna mute everybody. We're one by one. We're gonna find out. Can anyone hear the echo? And can you hear it now? Oh, it's Alan.
It's me.
It's Alan. He's muted now. All right. So I think you have YouTube on somewhere.
No, I don't.
Just StreamYard?
Just StreamYard.
Man, it's loud. You have some weird mic going on.
Hold on. Well, let me try.
All right. We cut him out of there. So anyway, Dan, let's start with you. We start with Dan. Talk to me about when not to go, because I know you had a trip planned and you bailed. So what were you thinking about there?
Yes, I had the canoe loaded. I had all my camping gear. I'd even left the house and got to a gas station not far from the house, but it's going to be my last stop, pick up a few snacks. I checked the weather one last time, and it had changed a little, and it still wasn't bad. But oddly enough, what changed my mind, one of the factors that changed my mind was I was texting John Monagold from Brood 828, who lives there in North Carolina. And I was messaging him and told him I was about to go. He said, just be careful. The weather's unpredictable. And when he said the word unpredictable, it just, sometimes you hear something and it stuck. And I was just like, and I had just seen the forecast change from one day from the morning till about midday. I said, you know what? As much as, because like you, it's like, we didn't have that much ice predicted, not till probably later Saturday, but I wanted to wake up in my hammock with snow on the ground. I thought, man, I haven't done that. That would be so cool.
We were thinking.
Then I thought, if ice does hit sooner, and I can't get home, and really I've got 4-wheel drive. Of course, it don't work well on ice, but really I thought, what if I get out there and then I cause a problem for somebody else and for the first responders? And I just said, maybe I just need to go back home. So I did.
Right on. Yeah, for me, it was less the cold, because I felt pretty prepared for that. Less the cold and the weather, and more the just the force was going to come down if we actually did get that much ice. And then you're looking at just like surviving Widowmakers and ice falling, and your gear is going to get torn up and everything else. If it was going to be snow, that would have been wonderful. But as it changed over to the forecast looking at like just incredible amounts of ice, that's when I bailed on the whole idea. But yeah, so knowing when not to go is definitely a thing, and that can apply to everything. It could apply to, is the crew the right crew? Is this a run within my abilities, be it your outdoor abilities, your paddling abilities, all that kind of thing, or is it just a dumb idea because half the trees are going to come down with ice and I'm going to be hanging in a hammock underneath them? It just stopped sounding like a good idea. And then imagine if I had gone and had trouble getting back to the house in a timely manner. Imagine the brownie points I would have lost if we were without power, and my wife was stuck here and I was out needing rescue or something. That would have been fabulous. So yeah, we called it. Any of the other panel, do y'all have any thoughts on that? Uh-oh. Someone's definitely got volume coming again.
It's not me.
Wait, let me hear.
It's definitely not me.
I think it's Naaman.
I'm muted. You just unmuted my mic. I can't be me. I'm coming in through my headphones.
Definitely Naaman. It's definitely Naaman. See, it's all quiet now. Then now we have feedback.
Yeah, but you're the only one that's hearing this, Pete.
Hold up.
Come on, Naaman, get it together, son. Okay. Anyway, someone take the wheel for a little while. Talk to me about your personal decisions on when to go, when not to go.
Well, for me, I come from an aviation background, and I always really like to be able to have a way out. That's a big thing, is to always have a way to get up to safety, essentially. And looking at the forecast this weekend, if the storm hit that bad, you could be in a world of hurt and not have a way for rescue to get to you. If it's that bad, or for me to get out, and for me, just doing the math on that, it just wasn't worth it. And on top of that, I have animals at home, and my fiance was sleeping at the hospital. So that's just, the risk reward just didn't balance for me. And that's just trying to have a fun day and keeping it fun.
Right on. Right on. I would ask Naaman, but Naaman is definitely the culprit. He's got some TV show. He's probably watching River Kings videos.
I'll buy him some time. I'll buy him some time.
Oh, what happened? I'm sorry.
He just left.
Buy me some time.
No, the only thing I was thinking about for this weekend was mine was kind of snow dependent. I fell for all the fake forecast of 12 inches, 20 inches of snow, and I was dreaming of floating down the river, finding a 200-yard long hill that I could sled down my kayak and land in the water, and that very much did not materialize. So this weekend specifically, that was what killed it for me. Was no real snow, just a little bit of sleet here.
Right on. How about you, Alan?
Well, to be honest with you, I really did not have any intention on going camping with the current weather that we're having. I know some of the chats were kind of like heading in that direction, and I was just being very quiet. And it's not that I wouldn't do it, because I mean, it would be kind of cool to wake up in your hammock and it's just a snow-covered ground. But what I don't want is wake up in my hammock and just be on the ground with ice, just basically trees beating on top of you and all that stuff. It's a safety factor.
Yeah.
But if I've learned anything being around Pete long enough, is that regardless of what you think, if he says let's go, you go, because you might not get back invited again if you don't. It's just the way it works.
Oh, well, we had this like long running joke in the crew that you never turn down the invitation, and certainly not more than once, because while it's mostly a joke, there's so many people that want to go on these trips that if we're trying to keep a trip to a smaller number logistically that makes it work for everybody, then that would need to be somewhere in that 6-pack kind of trip. Some trips are a little bigger if the river's right, but mostly it's around 6 people. There's probably 12 people that want to go on every trip. So if you start turning trips down, well, someone else is going to fill that spot pretty quick. So it kind of like forces this little bit of a competition and maybe a little motivation to go on these trips where some of the guys wouldn't normally any of us want to go. But first of all, you don't want to be the guy that doesn't want to go. In fact, 2 weekends ago, we were talking about doing a longboat trip, and we were kind of still in the planning phase. And then that temperature and the forecast went really south also. And so the excitement in the chat kind of died off about a week out. No one was offering plans. And then you get just looked at some options on the map, and then no one would respond to it. And the chat died. It was like a day and a half before we have to decide if we're going to do a trip and then invite everybody and get everything together. And then Austin got on there and was, I think he commented something like, so how's everybody feeling about the trip? It's something. And he's like, I really wouldn't be too upset if y'all were busy. And I was like, yeah. And Alan said, I think the warm couch sounds pretty nice too. And so one by one, we all had to admit that like 16 degrees or whatever it was going to be there, or 19 degrees all weekend wasn't going to be super enjoyable, and a super heavy wind forecast, everything. So anyway, so we bailed. So I think as I'm getting older, either I'm getting weaker or wiser, or maybe both, but I probably would have just done that a few years back and suffered, and I probably would have enjoyed every minute of it. But it's a numbers game. The more times you go out and in the extreme kind of thing, sooner or later, you're going to have a negative experience of some sort. So yeah, you just got to be smart, and you get these really bad weather forecasts rolling in. You don't want to be that guy on News 2, Channel 8, 12, WXII, all of them. Local kayaker rescued off river. That would have been terrible. You'd see my mugshot. Super embarrassing. My kids would probably never look at me again. But anyway, so know when not to go. Any of you other guys here have anything last to say on that before we move on? No? Yeah. Don't be shy, guys. All right. Next topic. Go ahead, Alan.
No, I'm more like, I'm not really a temperature dependent person. I'll go when it's cold. But when there's precipitation out there, that's kind of the factor.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, and I was one of those that was in the chat, and I was with there. And I think you're right. Austin was first. Then you kind of chimed in, and I was like, yes, I'm not the first one.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Pete texted me in a group text about Okmulgee trip. I applied with one date that I could not go. 15 minutes later, Pete replies with, "We're going that weekend." Hey, sometimes the unfortunate reality of it is like, here's some like 3 dates I can do, and I have to throw it out there. You have to start somewhere. Like, can anyone do these? And you kind of trying to make in a perfect world, everyone could do all the dates, but it almost never happens. So, Brad, you were just a unfortunate, the lesser of 2 evils, I guess. Probably more people couldn't go on a different date, so we had to choose that one. But
yeah. And Brad, don't feel bad because Pete put the River Kings member trip on the weekend that my son got married. So,
and
I hated to miss his wedding, but no, I'm kidding. I
had to remind Dan that you should not be making any big plans like your son's wedding without consulting the trip calendar first. But
they didn't ask me, but I would have felt for it if they'd asked.
Oh yeah, it happens. It's hard to get everybody together, but so that'll kind of wrap that up, and then I'll bring Naaman back in. You ready, Naaman? He's probably not watching a movie this time, or maybe his wife or a girlfriend was watching a show or something. I don't know. You could blame it on the cat was watching River King videos. But yeah, so Naaman, how to overcome a bad start on a river. Why don't you start the discussion? Now, and for those of y'all who don't know Naaman, he's been boating, he and Andrew, for about a year and a little change, not terribly long. So there's 2 perspectives here. Someone like myself or those that have been paddling for decades have had plenty of bad starts, but we're kind of used to bad starts. You're going to have bad starts, but they're fewer and far between, I believe. And so when you have them, you're more apt to deal with them. But I want to bring some of the newer guys in who you're gearing up for a run. You have a bad start. Now what? Maybe you haven't had a lot of chance to work through these problems. So that's why I'm starting with Naaman. So take it from here.
And now he's on. Here we go.
Yeah. There you go.
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Hey. Okay, cool. So a bad start. Honestly, when I get on a river, I want it so bad that I don't think there's really much that can give me a bad start. I mean, sometimes it just takes an extra second to key into your boat and to exactly where your body's at in like terms with the river. But once you get your mentality right and you just start driving, you just have to get yourself over your own hump. 90% of the problem is not the boat or the river, it's you. So once you can get past yourself and just enjoy what you're doing, it just becomes fun.
Yep. Just get past yourself then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that sounds good. Andrew, hey brother.
That's a perfect segue right to me. So it's if people that have paddled with me know that the mental game is my weak point on a river, and I get all up in my head. I recently had, well, it seemed at the time like a really bad start to a day. I went on Tallulah, and it was the high water, big release, and flipped at the first rapid, not very clean on the second rapid, and then swam at Oceana. Got chundered and swam at Oceana.
The third,
my head was shot. I was trying to think, can I climb out of this gorge somehow? And the one thing that kept going through my head was, have a memory like a goldfish. Like,
yep.
You always say, Pete, it's just, you just got to get past it. And it took me a little while to get out of my head, but about probably 10 minutes later, I started actually enjoying the run again. And realizing I was like, I'm good enough to be here. Because up to that point, I was like, I am in way over my head. And then I finally released a video on it like a week ago. And this was in November when I ran it. I finally went back and watched the footage, and I was like, that day really didn't go that bad. It actually was a lot better than I thought it was. I was just so in my head. Yeah, Naaman was there for it. He got to witness the fun. So he got to see my he I think grabbed my boat or helped with the boat and all that. But yeah, just trying to, for me, the biggest struggle is just getting over that mental hurdle for myself. And that's one reason I really enjoy kayaking is, I mean, and when I started out, I was not a very good paddler and didn't have a very good skill set. And now it's been something that's been difficult for me to learn, but I'm starting to see the progression, and actually it's really cool to see, and getting on some of these bigger rivers and bigger runs that, I mean, I never thought I was going to do Tallulah. The day before I did Chioa, I never thought I was going to ever do Chioa after watching Pete's fantastic video of him getting chundered. And what rapid was that?
Takeout rapid, which is the first big rapid, because if you have trouble there, that's your takeout. Most people get off like after they swim that rapid. So that's the first one that's going to get you. And
I mean, you did
it.
get off the river for a little bit at that rapid, but you know,
I did for a little bit, and then the worst part was when Jerry asked me if I was going to keep going, and I was like, "What? Of course." I looked that bad, and I looked down, and they all started laughing. It's like, "You look pretty rough, man." I was bleeding everywhere. I'm going to the bottom. So anyway, yeah.
But yeah, for me, it's the mental part, and you know, that's something I've been trying to work on, and having, you know, more experienced paddlers around being like, hey, get out of your head, stop being dumb. You're fine. But yeah, that's the hardest part of this whole gig for me.
Yeah. So the kayaking is one of those things where it's I mean, at least 50% of it is in your head. You have to have the skill to do it. I mean, you can't just show up and do class 5 as a beginner. You're not going to make it 20 feet. So that, you know, you have to have the skills, but I've seen really competent, really good paddlers implode. And I've seen kind of okay paddlers with the right mindset just get through there. It's kind of something that favors the bold. But you need to kind of make a good assessment. You don't want to paddle timid or hesitant or defensive, but you do want to actually have the skills to be there. So when you're having a bad day, especially on a new run where you don't know what's coming up, and like when you start a run, you know it's a big, awesome run, and you start it bad, all you can imagine is like, I'm going to do this all the way down the river. Like maybe it was a fluke. Maybe you are in over your head. There's a lot of things to process there. It's very difficult for a paddler to work through that. But yeah, so speaking of someone who had a bad start, let's take the camera to Dan, and why don't you talk us through the Prince Broad expedition? So Dan had really not done any whitewater to speak of, any real whitewater. He came out with me for a quick session on the Hall River, and he's done some rapids in his day. He's paddled for a long, long time. But yeah, so when he started that expedition, I think he thought he was ready. And Dan wants you to take it from here.
Well, I just did. Yeah, I didn't know what I was getting into. You know, obviously having watched, you know, your videos and stuff, I knew the kind of stuff y'all did, but this being a kayak camping expedition, I thought, well, surely it's not going to be that bad. Well, we get there, and you know, the French Broad was at over 3,000, which is a pretty good flow, and so I'm in my Yukon, which I'd only had a few weeks, so that was kind of new to me as well, and those coupled with the fact that I don't necessarily aspire to be a whitewater kayaker like most of you guys. You know, for Naaman and Andrew, these guys, they're driven by it. It's their goal. You know, that's not necessarily a goal for me. So here I am in this situation on a very big river with a lot of water moving real fast. I have 2 swims, you know, right there in the first couple of hours, and you know, and you kind of mentioned it earlier. I'm sitting here thinking, what am I doing here? This is, you know, this is not my game. This is, you know, nothing about that was familiar, because, you know, I don't flip on my trips. You know, every now and then, these summertime shallow rivers for, you know, fun, goofing around, whatever. Yeah, no big deal. This is a multi-day expedition in a loaded 14-foot kayak. Everything about that was new, and it didn't take long, and I was absolutely broken. Yeah. And of course you saw it, and everybody was real gracious because, and I tell people that's the great thing about, and one of the other guys mentioned going with good paddlers. That makes a big difference too. It might've been Andrew, or Naaman, but yeah, going with good paddlers and people that know you, and so if somebody's kind of on that verge and they need a little encouragement, you guys will give them that nudge and push them and challenge them. That day for me, I was broke and everybody saw it. So everybody was kind and just said, hey, we understand. And there was no issues. And then fortunately, a few months later, with some encouragement, I was able to get back on the French Broad, albeit, at 1100 CFS instead of 3000 and in a whitewater boat, but got through Section 9. So there was a redemption of sorts, and I'm certainly proud of that. But yeah, it still took encouragement to get back and even give it a second shot.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a start for Dan, where we talked about it before the trip. And I've seen Dan paddle before then and after then. And if his mind was right, he would have been okay. But when you lose the battle, it's tough. And so Dan went through, I don't know you like from all your trips, but I've seen a lot of your videos, and I would say that may have been the worst paddling experience you've ever had.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and I knew that's a tender moment for a person, and that I didn't want it to be an identifying, like this is who I am. I'm someone who bailed on the trip and won't go back. So I called him on the, I think that night from camp. He was still driving because he literally came up and spent one night, drove from Alabama, and then did part of the day on the French Broad day one and went back home. I was like, at least spend the night with us, get off the river tomorrow. But he was like, he was done. And so he jumped off, and I called him back afterwards, and he mentioned selling the boat. I was like, don't sell the boat. Don't sell anything for 2 months. And it was May. And so 2 months would bring us to July. So I didn't want to talk about it just then, but my plan was to get him up to Weeka Rivers in July. And so I suckered him to come up there and just hang out for the week. And I said, well, if you're here, just bring your boat anyway. Might as well bring a boat while you hang out. So he fell for the trap. And once we got him, we started out with some really easy rivers, Tuckasegee and that sort of thing. And I think we did, I think there was another easier one, but in the Nantahala, he had good experience. And like, we were in that room that night thinking about what to do the next day. It was one of those dry years where there was not a lot running. And I said, what we ought to do? We're up in the cabin. I said, you ought to get redemption for the French Broad, Dan. And he kind of had that, conversation just got real. And so we had a good crew, a fun crew, an encouraging crew. And everyone there was 100% committed to making sure that Dan had a good day on the water. So everyone was all in. So we went back, and that was maybe one of the better days you've had paddling. Same river, different mindset, different day. So if you have a bad start and you decide to get off, don't let that be the end of that story, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you just got to back up and punt and wait till you get the ball back and then run with it that time. So how about you, Stan? I'm not sure I've really ever seen Stan have a bad day. Stan and Alan are both steady. They just come and they bring what they got every time they come. I wish Steve was here because we could talk to him about Nana. We would never talk
Poor Steve.
about him behind his back. But talk to me, Stan.
That day was
I
rough.
guess for all those times that it didn't start out being a good day, maybe Pete didn't see him. Really, it does get in your head. It piles up, and the tendency is just like everything else, kind of whitewater. You really need to do the opposite of what you think you should do. So for me, I would get timid, and so rather than this is early on, but taking an eddy when I should, like I don't want to miss that, so I'm just going to keep floating down, or your body gets tight. So really fight the urge to be timid, because what's going to happen is you're going to slow the boat down. It's going to the water's going to start pushing you. It's just going to get worse for you. So for me, like really getting my head back right, it's just when that does happen. Just keep doing little things to kind of build that confidence back if it does get rocked for some reason.
Yeah.
I know we joke about taking a practice roll early on. For me, I like doing that. Well, when it's not 25 degrees outside. For me, just kind of boat going upside down, getting a feel for it upside down once. It drops any nerves I've got. Don't do that too much anymore, but yeah, that's probably it for me.
How about you, Alan?
I try not to let things get in my head, even though that doesn't work most of the time. I'm pretty steady, but I will say, if I had to nail down what's the one thing that I feared the most when it comes to whitewater, I believe the first day you called me, and I was up in the mountains at the time, to go do Wilson Creek. Had never done it before. So this was going to be my PFD. And I mean, Wilson Creek has this mystique around it because it's steep creeking. There's a lot of rock interaction. There's a lot of things you don't see on other rivers. It's like the Ocoee doesn't bother me. It's just big water. But Wilson's a different beast. It's got a lot of things you have to know how to get through, how to get around, how to get across, what not to do. And that just gets in my head. I'm kind of the mindset that once I am in the moment, and I'm saying in the moment as in the split second, you're supposed to be making a decision to do something that will otherwise avoid bad things happening, my mind seems to coast a little bit. So then I'm already past what I'm supposed to be doing to not do. And then I'm suffering the consequence of it. So it's like Pete's always on me. Well, you should have paddle stroked here. Yes, I know that. Back then, I knew that. But it's just, I mean, it's the speed of things. So how they come at me that fast. And it's not, I don't even think it's a comfort thing. I think it's just something that, I don't know, I have to get used to it. I don't spend enough time in the whitewater boats these days to really get repetition under my belt as much as I should, which is why I plan on basically camping at the Whitewater Center this year. I'm just going to hit the comp channel left and right and just beat it to death, because there are things that I need to learn and I haven't learned yet because I haven't gone through the repetition. But as far as scare, I'm not really scared of much. I mean, you'll see me out there. I'll be out there beating the heck out of things. I'm not scared. I mean, it's not going to work out the way I want it to, but at the same time, I'm still going to get back in my boat and I'm going to keep on going. Right. So, I mean, that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah. I was going to think, there's always some, telltale signs. When you do this for a long time, you can always tell like a brand new paddler because they'll have mannerisms or habits, or they'll do something a certain way, or the, stage one newbie kayaker would be the paddle's always upside down. And I guess it's because the way the paddle blades are shaped, they want to get that tip of the top of the blade into the water. Hey, your blade's upside down. They look at it, and then like you go to stage two and it'll be something else they do. But as you get to whitewater, when you get into put in for a run, some people are like smiling and nodding and talking, and everyone else is like silent. Well, keep your eye on the silent ones. They're in their head a little. They're thinking. They're concentrating, and that can happen, to any kayaker. The higher the run they go, that requires concentration. But you can always tell when someone's feeling it just a little bit, like the nerves or something. But I joke with the guys all the time, like, take that nose plug off. Like that's like your teddy bear, your blanket. Nose plugs are great for if you're play boating, or if you're into pool rolling, or if you're practicing rolling in a lake or any river. You're going to be upside down on purpose. Put that thing on, save your sinuses. But then a lot of guys will, like, you see them put the nose plug on. I'm always like, you're just telling yourself you're going to flip. But then also when you get to a run of some sort of significance and people are doing warm-up rolls, I was like, well, you should have done that all summer. You don't need to warm-up roll. But at the same time, I've been on a run. The last time this happened to me, I was on the Upper Yacht, and I don't know what it was. We were going down the river. I was with Kevin, OG Kevin Ratliff, and some of his friends that he knew from up in that area. They lived like they had a place on the river or something. And but she was taking. I was a first timer on that run. There was a couple other newer kayakers that were pretty good, but this was the first year or two, and it was kind of like a big deal. And so we were kind of avoiding things, and I was getting the beta. And every time I went by something, it didn't look that bad what we were avoiding, but I thought, well, maybe there's something down there that I need to avoid. But really, she was just given the best beta possible for the newer folks to feel the most comfortable. And I realized, and this is mostly a play river, and I can just relax. So I was like, for 3/4, maybe 2/3 of that run, I was kind of a little bit tense because I was trying to hit all these lines too perfectly when I don't think they really mattered that much. Or maybe I could go explore just a little bit, but you don't always know that on a new river, especially when you go up into above class 3. Some of that stuff, there's undercuts or something you may not know about. But once I realized it, I just started to do some kind of downriver moves on rocks or whatever. And I got flipped being silly and rolled up, and I was just completely relaxed. So it was like trying to achieve a perfect run on a new river I didn't know, when there were other paddlers around me that were nervous, and I was trying to keep a dry hair day. But I was like, this is a play river. Like this is a great river to just cut loose and have fun on. And after I flipped, there was no need to try to stay upright anymore. It was just, I could just feel the relax. I was laughing about it. It's like all these years of paddling, and I still got uptight on a river that really wasn't incredibly challenging to me at the time. But yeah, so this mind game thing never actually really goes away. You just get better at it, better at recognizing when you're suffering from a bad headspace or from a lack of confidence, whatever you want to call it. And then, like you say, that sports analogy, the goldfish analogy, you just can't dwell on it. Like if you're in high level sports and you make a mistake, it can ruin the rest of your game if you get down on yourself, like a shooter in basketball. And I did not play, obviously. I'm a little short for basketball, but a good shooter will miss 3 or 4 shots. They just keep shooting. They can't dwell on that they missed a couple, because as soon as they start hitting, they know it's going to be good. So in kayaking, it's the same. If you get chundered or just mess up completely, don't let it mess up the rest of your day. Just laugh it off, shake it off, and then do a quick assessment. Like, if I did that move again, could I do it correctly? And if it's yes, then just keep going. If you're like, no, I don't have the skills to do that, then maybe it is time to get off. So yeah, a lot to go through in whitewater kayaking. In touring kayaking, it's a little different, because in most of the rapids or the rivers we do, the rapids are fewer and far between. So you could just get completely chundered, have this epic yard sail and swim. But then it's just going to be 15 miles of class 1 and 2, and you're going to be fine. So gives you a little more time to relax. But that segues into RKB saying he's had plenty of bad days. If you want to get in the chat, Brian, we'd love to have you. There it is. If anyone else wants to jump in there, just click on that and follow the quick directions, and you'll show up in what I call the basement. It's this panel, people I can select, put in and out. Jump on in there, and we'll get you on and put you as part of the discussion. Just keep it all family friendly, and we'll get some of you guys in there and chat it up. But yeah, so just don't think like just because you're new at kayaking, you're the only one going through this. But Andrew mentioned Chioa for me, and that one was I swam that. It was a calamity of a cascading set of events, I guess would be what you call it, to quote Austin. Anytime there's like a big catastrophe in the like someone gets lost or missing out in the Hepson search and rescue, out when they do a debrief later with the person after everything's done, the after action review, they find it as a set of a cascading set of events and bad decisions. Like one thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. And so that swim was that someone got stuck in a hole, whistles blew, and then with more whistles blew, the guy swam. And then I look around, I got first timers that someone had brought on our trip that I didn't know well, but they were in the trees, and I was trying to get them back in the flow because you don't want to be in the trees on the Chihuahua. It's way worse than just being in flow, but you definitely don't want to be upside down in the flow, and you don't want to just be going willy-nilly. So I'm trying to like corral all this, and a paddle floats by, and I grab it, and then I'm trying to get it over to Wade and Jerry on the left, and I hadn't been there in 16, 17 years maybe, so I really didn't remember the river, and I thought we were through the rapid because we went through a couple of big holes. And when I came over to the one place you can't go on that rapid, kind of middle left, and threw the paddle, and then heard Wade yelling at me like Charlie Brown's mom. Rah, 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 rah. You can't hear anything, but you know you're messing up. And then I got stuffed in that rock and then got beat up, and I swam. So when I got to the bank, now I had to help rescue my boat. I was wiped out. I was hurt. And I had to make that mental assessment like, well, now I know why they call it takeout, because I can go back to the truck, and it sounds pretty good because I'm hurting pretty bad. But then I was like, no, this is one of my favorite rivers, always was. That was something that happened, and I'm going to have a fun rest of the day. So I carried on and then did a second bridge lap, they call it, down at the bottom, which is the bigger part of the river down there. And so it was a fantastic day, but it was a terrible start, and that's a particularly bad river to swim on. You don't want to swim the Chihuahua, so they call it a no-swim zone. I swam it. I had to make that assessment. So, yeah, it'll happen. The river's there to beat you up, and you just gotta sort it out and keep on going. But yeah, great topic, Andrew. That was something he suggested before the trip, because that was something you dealt with recently. So everyone in kayaking has dealt with that sooner or later. It's just a matter of working it out in your mind, and if you really can't make an assessment, there's nothing wrong with getting off the river, and there's also nothing wrong with talking to good friends. Just be careful you don't talk with friends that are just going to tell you to go anyway, or friends that are going to tell you just to get off anyway, which is the safer answer. But find someone you can trust that's been doing this a long time, and they can say, hey, man, that was a fluke. You boogered it up. Just, you'll be fine. Like, get in there and do what you can. But be careful also of the ones that will just press you to keep going no matter what. You know, it's like just got to get a fine-tuned set of friends and feedback, kind of figure that out. But yeah, anyone have anything to add to that from the panel? No, I guess not. Oh, Naaman, I had to mute you because you were loud.
Oh no, it's crickets for me. I think we covered that topic nicely.
Nice, very good.
Well, I just like so this past summer, as you know, I added Teleco. It was a low flow, but still added that. And again, that was at your encouragement, because you knew you had seen me paddle, you'd seen me on some of the lighter whitewater stuff, knew what I could handle. He was like, hey, I think you could do this, and I did, and and it was fun, and like you said, even going back for Week of Rivers. I swam on a couple of 80 trips, nothing major, but those, that was a completely different environment. Those swims didn't bother me, so yeah, having somebody that, and, like you said, that can assess your ability and know when to say you can do this, or when, hey, maybe this one isn't for you. So that's important.
Yep.
And or you can just do what Dirt Dauber did and just go for it. And just...
He did, absolutely. He just went for it and got through it.
Yep. So there also something to consider on that is if you are looking at runs, sometimes a run can sneak up on you and you think you're going to be fine, then you just get destroyed, and or a rapid out of nowhere. And sometimes it's the little things that, like, you can run all these big rapids and do fine. Like Steve McConnell, he was running some big runs, some bigger rivers. If we get on the Nantahala, he just had a bad day and swam like 3-4 times. We didn't cut him any slack because he's way too good to be swimming on the Nantahala. But those days are going to happen. But the commitment level of a particular run as well can maybe force some different thoughts. So one extreme example would be the Grand Canyon. You push out from Lee's Ferry, you're kind of going to the end. So maybe you can walk out somewhere, but what are you going to do with your boat? You can't walk your boat and gear out. So you would have to be leaving a crew with all your gear. It's not real feasible. You'd have to probably flag down some rafters and pay them to tote your gear down, then make arrangements to pick it up. It'd just be a zoo. And there's not a whole lot of places to walk out, and then it'd be a helicopter ride, but that can be pricey as well. So anyway, when you move into the Grand Canyon, there's some big stuff in there. So, if you had a loss of confidence there, that would be a catastrophically negative experience for you and the rest of the crew. But something like Wilson Creek or the Tellico or some of those runs that are roadside, if you have a bad moment or swim and you're like, you know what, I'm done, you can literally walk 50 yards and be, on a gravel road and just wait for the crew to come back or meander up and down the road or hitch a ride or something. So if you've had a couple, I just want to throw this out there. If you've had a couple or maybe a bad day and it was an epic ordeal for you, maybe kind of to get your confidence back if you're in that position, because I've known a couple paddlers that start on runs where you can just walk off Nantahala. And that way, I anticipate you're going to have a great day, but it might ease your anxiety if you're not having to commit to 9 miles. Like say the Nully Gorge, if you're a first timer on a cold day on New Year's Day on the Nully Gorge, you're going to have to soldier up and keep moving. So cheers to Brandon who kept it going. That was a good start that turned bad. Then it was a long, long day for Brandon, but he soldiered through. So right on. So 8 minutes left. Anyone else out there? I want to try to close it up in about 8 minutes. If you're in the chat, I'd love to hear you. I see you, Carrie, and some of those other folks. Jump in here. We'll put you on. We'll chat. I'll kick somebody off. I'll probably have to just throw darts like pin the tail on the donkey. I think I can only get 6 in there. Oh wait, I have royalty on the stage. So yeah, jump on there. Naaman, you've had the most mic problems today, so I'm gonna have to remove you first.
It's fine. It's fine.
Don't get off. Are you ready, folks? The one and only RKB. Look at him. What's going on, big dog? Can you hear us?
You cannot hear us.
We're talking to Brian. Oh, can you hear us?
I think you can hear us.
He must have his whole thing on mute. He looks really perplexed. Can you hear us, Brian? We can hear you, Brian. Can you hear us? Poor guy. You can't hear anything? Turn your volume up. Oh, that's disappointing. And how about now? Can you hear us? No. So nothing. About now. Can you hear us now, Brian? So we almost had RKB. He lives so far out in the country that he gets Saturday Night Live on Sunday afternoon. So, he's out there. So sometimes his Wi-Fi doesn't help out. Brian, if you can get the volume, send me a note in the comments and we'll put you back on. And I guess while we're waiting on someone else, I can try to name again.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not having so many mic issues this time. Goodness.
Put StreamYard in the chat. Oh, I did. Okay, so yeah, let me Brian, we could hear you. Sorry. In case he doesn't know what's going on. I'm gonna try one more time in about 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere, Brian, but I'm gonna try again in a minute. Someone else in the chat. I know there's at least 40 of you out there. At least somebody will get in here and talk. I'd love to hear from you.
Hey, Pete, real quick, can you show me my beanie that I'm going to be getting in 2 weeks? Oh, by the way. Oh, don't put it on. That's going to be for me.
Oh, that's bad mojo right there.
Golden beanie for the Wilson Creek
It's gonna have cooties now.
Memorial Go Fast. So this is it, the golden beanie. Justin thinks he's the only one that has one, but I had to go out and go big. So what do you think? Does it look good, Andrew?
It looks okay. It'll look better on me. But the real question is, and I'm throwing this out here now, are you going to do Naaman's challenge that the loser gets to swim at Brown Mountain Beach Resort? Whoever wins gets to look on and watch us paddle around off the beach at Brown Mountain Beach Resort.
So the winner and loser of what?
The race of the group.
Of the
So the winner doesn't have to swim. Everybody else, throw your speedos
all of the
on.
losers have to swim.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm hearing Speedos. No.
I did not sign up for this.
Throw your speedo on, jump in the water.
No, this is like just strip out of your dry suit and just go straight to it.
You know, I will make a promise. Win or lose, I will swim out of my dry suit after the Go Fest.
At Razorback again?
No, pew,
Pew, pew.
in the hot tub at the Earth. That's what I'm swimming.
Oh, at the hot tub.
And
Okay. Good clarification.
maybe I'll I'm not sure which cup I'll be drinking from. These are winner's chalices to go along with the golden beanie. I'm not sure that anyone else in here has anything like that. This one is special to me. This is third place last year. I swam and still got third. So I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there. Not a big deal.
Which division was that in, though?
This is in the Wilson Creek Go Fast 2025.
Was it an overall or the Betty White division? For the older folks.
I think I was still faster than you last year with.
Well, I was busy rescuing boats, and
Oh, I love it.
and the person that was
I'm
going to
done.
guide me
I'm
down
done.
left me.
Alan, are you going to lead us to victory this year?
I'm going to be there.
Are you going to pair up with me again?
No, you can't follow me this time. I'm following you.
Okay.
Stan's trying to get it easy again because the last year we did it, I had a little cheat sheet that showed where all the rabbits were, how far they were, how do you get into it, and Stan would just follow me through. And every once in a while I'd mess up, and Stan wouldn't. He'd go somewhere else. So this time I'm following.
There was that
Stan.
one time, I can't remember which one it was, whichever ledge it was. I think it was No Name.
I think it was No Name.
Yeah. And Alan went over, and I expected to see him kind of float like past where I could see over the ledge. I just never saw him like 5-10 seconds. I was like, well, I better go down there and help him. I don't know what's going on.
Well, that's the rapid that I stuck my paddle in the rock and lost it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I might have cheated and followed you guys too for a little while there. You guys caught me, and I was like, "Oh, they know where they're going. I don't."
I'm not sure that's a cheat, Andrew. Just
It wasn't.
I was going down that river like this. I was like, I have no idea where I am right now. This
Yeah, you hitched on to
at
the
least
slow
flat.
train.
At least
that
you
was
didn't have the safeties at Maytag telling you to go left instead of right. Like, oh, go hug the rock. It's fine there. It's not fine.
so
It's never fun.
Brian, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Yay.
got
Woohoo.
that took a little bit. I think it was that first connection. Because after a while I couldn't even see your camera. And I still got you, Dan. Don't go anywhere. But yeah, so talk to me, Brian, about putting the pieces back together real quickly. I wanted to get your thoughts on this.
What, on the FB?
Yeah, that works.
Pete sat with me in a rock for an hour and a half while I called my family and told them I'd about died.
It was the
About
day
drowned.
before his birthday.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. I
Yeah.
almost didn't make it, but we ended up having an awesome birthday.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, he had to call his mom. That was a meaningful experience for Brian, but yeah, and then we had a great rest of the trip. Great trip before that, great trip after that. It was just it was about 200 yards of that trip that he didn't enjoy very much at all. So and I think you really started feeling better after we went around pinball and then pit stop on the right. We came back into the main flow. We met the stand-up paddleboarder again. I can't remember his name. Do you remember his name?
I don't. He was the man.
Yeah, he was a guide on the river, and it was his off day, so he was paddleboarding the river. And he had come up and seen us earlier and was like, "Hey, what are y'all guys up to?" He's like, "I've been on this river for 25 years, at least 3 or 4 days a week, and y'all are the third and fourth people I've ever seen out here in sea kayaks." And we're touring kayaks, and Brian's like, "Really?" But he's like, "Yeah." Then it like, Brian had his big swim, and she was kind of like in that, I got to get my life back together. I guess I got to go all the way to the truck, which is like 3 more days. And he's like, that was a rude experience. But this guy was like, "Yeah, man, well, you guys are about through it now." But just talking with that guy, it seemed like his name was like, it wasn't Nathan, was the young guy, maybe Derek. I don't remember what his name was. Maybe it was Nathan, but it just, I could see your confidence going up. It was just the right sounding board, because he was all praise and like, y'all are doing something really cool. So it kind of shifted your focus back to having fun. So,
But watching that guy, I'm in a Neki Zor Sport 14.5-foot sea kayak, and he's doing it on a stand-up paddleboard, standing up. I mean, if he can do it, somebody can. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a matter of just picking up the pieces and moving on. And it can be tough. But yeah, so who wants to see RKB at the Amy Begg Memorial this year? Put a hand in the air. Yeah, RKB is a fabulous photographer, and it would be really cool to have him like below Boat Bust or something, getting some snaps, just hanging out for the weekend, get him out of the house. And every group needs a shuttle buddy. And we'd love to have you up there, Dan, too. If you want to come up, hang out at the yurt, just let us know. We'd like to get you out there. And I know Brian don't want to boat Wilson at the moment, but it'd be fun just to get him out there and hang out. So right on.
But it sounds cool that they're opening it up.
Yeah, so it's been closed for about a year. I haven't been there since the last Paddle Fest, and we thought it was going to be much later in the year than we got the news that it had been signed and the order been signed. They're going to open it January 31st, so that was just in time. So yes, if you're considering something to do on the 6th, 7th, and 8th, Saturday being the 7th, come on out. Brown Mountain Beach Resort has always been good to the paddling community there for this weekend. And they've kind of morphed into mostly like an event venue, weddings and other kind of things. But they always hold that first weekend in February for us. And so it's always good to have a big showing and to rent the yurts and the cabins and campground space for them. If you don't want to spend the big money, you can just pull into a part of the grass field down there and camp. They got some breakfast items and some fancy coffees, that sort of thing, and pizzas on the day of the memorial. So yeah, I'd like to support them because they've done a lot for the paddling community. So even if you don't want to send it, come on out and just be a part of it. I kind of tell everybody it's like the small Olympic village up there when you're at the resort for the athletes in the Olympics. It's kind of like its own little alpine environment. It's just a good time. It's good folks out there. And last year, Andrew and Naaman were both, I had paddled with them once at the Boylan Hole, like a month beforehand or something like that, if I remember right. And about, y'all should just come up. The water's really low this year. You should come up on Friday with us and get your first laps on Wilson while we're doing a warm up and just kind of paddling around that day to see what the riverbed's like at that level. And we call it warm up, but we're really just trying to find out where can we get down the river the fastest. It's super low level. And so they did well. And I said, hey, y'all, I would never talk about this, but Naaman swam like in the first 50 yards.
It was awesome. It was great.
It wasn't even, it's like you go into the ledges and the ledge, the flow goes into a boulder. And so everyone just goes into the boulder and flips over if they're not a good kayaker. It's like, it gets a lot of people. We got Gatewood Brown and a pack raft even there. But it's a very common place for someone to have trouble. And But Name was looking strong, man. And he comes down there and just whoop, and he swam. I'm like, awesome.
I pulled my skirt and I sat up. I didn't even. I just sat up.
Most of your body was out of the water when you swam.
Most of his body was out
Mhm.
before he
It was
swam.
just more
That's
so
what I
up.
mean.
So yeah,
It
so
was
but he
miserable.
got there. And then we did, I think, 2 or 3 laps that day.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, and I told him that night when we got done for the day, I was like, y'all should stay. And the water's gonna be low again tomorrow. He said, y'all know the river well enough, and even if you don't, there'll be people passing you during the course of the go fast. So y'all should just do it together. Don't try to go faster than you can. Just kind of stick together and just get down it. It would be a fun experience for you. And they decided to do that. And then here a year later, they both leveled up tremendously. So
Well, I wasn't gonna do the race, but Naaman called me when I was like a half an hour out. He's like, "Hey, I got your number, buddy." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yep.
Glad I got my boat
It's like,
with me.
yeah. Remember,
Wait,
it's
are
the
we
R
going for
word.
sevens again?
It's a go fast. It's a go fast. We're
Yes.
go fasting down the river.
Not a
Specifically.
race.
But yeah, I'm glad Naaman did that. That was fun to watch y'all go down. And then Stan and Alan and several of the guys had fun times going down as well.
And I got my first night paddling experience.
Yep, that's
Razorback down.
yep. The Saturday we do a joy lap afterwards, but we kind of need to stick around. If I wasn't as fast of a paddler as I am, I wouldn't have to stick around to get these. But I kind of need to be present. Sorry, I just had to put this over here with the others to get. And so, but after the award ceremony, we always try to do a joy lap, and it's always like pushing it to get down before dark. But we did it anyway. So, yeah, you get a little. It gets a little dark sometimes if we have a big crew. So
Just follow the GoPro lights.
yeah, go the real red blinking light, and I'm gonna drop Stan. I'm gonna drop you real quick and bring Dan back for a second.
All right.
Don't go anywhere. Dan, when are you coming up for the Amy Begg Memorial with us?
I got to think about it because you dropping me out of the chat here kind of hurt my feelings, so I had to change shirts.
I saw him get up and go. Good times. Oh man, where is Austin? We got to get on Austin. He can be here. Yeah,
Probably
so
walking somewhere.
man, Dan, you would have fun up there. That it would be kind of like it would be a good time for you if you want to come. Stay in the basement afterwards, and I'll talk to you if you don't want to come. But you can. It's kind of on that side of the state, so it's not quite as far drive from you. And then you can hang out with us. That'd be fun. We'd love to have you.
All right.
I still don't see anyone else in the chat. I want to get some new faces on here. Some of these people I see every week in the chat and watch the video. I'd love to get on here and chat with you. Get your takes. Maybe you have a question for me or one of the guys. But it's really awkward when I put the invite out and no one gets on here. It kind of hurts all of it. I know I paddled with Carrie recently, and I can't believe Carrie's not on here. And that's what the sport of kayaking needs is more women. And I thought maybe she'd be a good candidate to represent women's paddle sports on the River King channel. But she's not getting on there. The link's been up there for like 15 minutes. Can you believe this, guys? Not that I would guilt someone into getting on here.
You don't do that at all.
Carrie's a great paddler. She has really good form. I paddled with her down there when we got on the Chattahoochee to kind of honor Thomas Scott a month or two back. It's first time meeting her. But yeah, she was fun to paddle with. Naaman and I met her. But when she paddles, it's like you can tell she's had some instruction because it's not like some people just beat her for years and get better. And then other people get instruction earlier on, so they have already good form. And so her form was better than her confidence, if that makes sense, where I don't think she felt like she could do things as well as it looked like she could. I was like, man, you look great. Like you can surf, you can do this, you can do that. So it'll be fun to watch her come up in her progression because she's a natural and she, she's got good form. So anyone else out there that knows Carrie, give her the thumbs up. Tell her she's doing great. And I can't believe no one else is on here. Bonnie, get on here. Look, Bonnie doesn't even get on here. Alan, what's going on with that?
Well, Bonnie's at home right now, so she's not with me. So I don't know exactly what she's doing.
But look, Bonnie, if you get on here, I will kick Alan off. That might do it.
I feel like we could measure. It looks like Naaman, Pedro, me, Alan, Andrew, and Dan in the beard.
Well, I'm not even going to be in that category. I don't have a beard.
This is a good idea. I need to get Wade on here for one of our chats. He might do that. He's fun to have. I don't know if you ever get to paddle with Wade. Definitely do that. He's also fun to paddle with.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bad day with Wade, and Naaman's had a couple good laps with him lately. Fun to watch. North Fork French Broad, Big Water Chioa, maybe some others I don't remember. But what do you think, Naaman?
That Big Water Chioa day, honestly, like I had no business being out there, but linked up a couple of really good moves right at the beginning of the day. Felt awesome. Saw the gauge, didn't process how big the river was, and just had fun. Ended up just being a really good day. Having Wade out there doing moves that I wouldn't have thought to do just made everything that much more fun. And when you're not thinking about how scary everything is because the person in front of you is just like, oh yeah, just it's over there. Just go that way. It just makes everything really fun.
So if you go to Wade's channel, also Naaman's, and look at that. Also, Andrew's got that day up there, I believe. But yeah, go to Wade's video on, I think it's Antics 3 on River Review. That's the day he was out there on the show with Naaman. And Naaman does not boof through yard sale. That was
new.
Fantastic. It just got like a big surf, and Wade has it right there from below the hole. And that was a funny moment. But yeah, he's like, yeah. You can see Wade was kind of like, boy, I'm glad you're not swimming right now.
Yeah. That would not have been good.
Name was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to put my hands. It was swimming all he wanted. But he got out and he didn't swim. It was really good. I was impressed.
It's just like keep that edge up and just try and get out.
People were going by and looking back like, was that a paddler stuck in there?
I'm fine.
It's like when you drive by the homeless man on the corner, panhandling or something. The other people are like, "Wow, sucks to be him. Just keep it on going." I was hoping you wouldn't take one to the head or something because you were like right in, and I don't think they could see you coming in because the hole's so deep.
No, that Scorch X that it just barely went by my face. Yeah, that was fun. Almost ate one.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to drop you out, Alan. And any last words though, as we close it up?
No, not really. I'm just kind of chilling here with all the ice, just enjoying it.
Right on. Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to bring Stan back on to close out his closing remarks. What do you have for us, Stan?
Not much. No, I'm just enjoyed the evening, enjoyed talking to you guys and catching up, make sure I get Alan's head right for Wilson, and I'm good.
Now, question, don't go anywhere, Naaman. I got them sitting there together. Are y'all, Stan and Alan, are you running a cheat sheet taped to your kayak again this year for the Wilson Go Fast?
No comment.
All right, we'll see you guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay in the basement.
I might have screenshotted his cheat sheet and might print it out myself, but
I definitely have it screenshotted too as evidence. Someone else noticed, I think maybe Maddie, Elijah's wife, I think it was one of the girls before the race. She's like, "Oh, they got a cheat sheet." You can tell, like, I've never seen that before. And then it was like, it looked like, you guys gonna be all right in it? It was awesome, but hey, they got to the bottom, so good stuff. Well, thanks for joining us, Brian. We got to get you back on the river here with us again soon. And Dan and Andrew and Naaman and the rest of the panel. Enjoy the rest of your winter wonderland. And
It's gonna be great.
oh, it's going to be great. But anyway, signing off here from the River King headquarters. And maybe next time someone will join the live chat. I'll be given, you know what? Look, here's what we're going to do. There's an empty spot right now. I've got to have some piece of merch. The first person who joins the basement and gets on, I'll send you some merch. Here's what I'll get you. Stand by. Look at this. A black hydro flask with the itsy bitsy River King symbol on it. This is the one they kind of messed up. That symbol should have been a lot bigger, the logo. But it's okay because I got plans for these. We're going to have another logo down here this coming year for a trip we're doing, which you may want to be on. I think I'm going to put the members trip 2026 and stuff. I got plans for these, and then that'd be part of the trip. But anyway, the first person who joins the basement right now, I will send you this hydro flask.
Well, since I was the first one, you can send the prototype to me.
Well, you're part of the crew, Brian. Brian's crew. He's OG. It doesn't count. Oh man. But yeah, and you have till 10:20 to do it. This is like the classic example of having to buy friends. But I'll put my pride. Let's take the over and under, guys. Do you think someone will get on here for this hydro flask? Andrew?
I'm going to say, yeah, somebody will come on. I'm optimistic. I'm trying to be more positive this year.
I love watching Brandon. Yeah, we had Brandon. Man, we should have had Brandon on here for this too. But Brandon was awesome.
That was cool.
He had a bad day, but there's the link at the bottom of the screen. Click on that. Follow directions. Yeah, 3 minutes and counting.
Carrie said she was watching the video.
Yes, Carrie's there. I know they're all there. They're just not getting on here. I guess it's Dan's beard is really intimidating or something.
So there's a lot of beards in this chat.
Oh man. Black River King Hydro Flask, yours for the taking. 2 minutes left. No one's in there yet. This is embarrassing, guys. We need to have like a shill bid somewhere in the audience. Just a guy with a disguise mask. Maybe one of us that can get on here. Like, oh, it's Johnny Kayak. Man, is the link working? Doesn't work.
Yeah, I made it in.
Oh wait.
We're trying.
No, I see what she's trying to do there. Bonnie's trying to get that River King high. Bonnie, you're part of the crew too. This doesn't count, but at least you're on here.
I'm part of the crew of all the trips. Just
Hi, Bonnie.
so I'm partial crew.
Yeah. So how was your weekend?
It was great. You're changing the subject, huh?
Oh, wait, what did you want to talk about?
Well, I could talk about how you encouraged me to get back in my boat on my FB9 swim and to make it on down, and how you'd hold my boat on the side and make sure I made it on down. And of course, I only went about a foot and swam again, but I did it.
She's talking about a few years back. I wish I had that link ready. But she swam in Frank Bell's Rapid, which was a spectacular swim to watch. Probably not enjoyable, but at one point, all right. So Frank Bell's like a big, like an amphitheater seating. It's like the beginning of the rapid is big, and each little ledge, it gets narrow and narrower till the final pour over at the bottom, which is only like 30 feet wide. But at the top, it's 200-300 feet wide or more. And so she swam at the top on a rock. Well, she hadn't even gone over the first ledge, and she got broached on a rock and couldn't get off. I see you, Bob. Don't go anywhere. I see you, Bob. I got to finish my story. So when she swam, she went through the entire first part of the rapid, which is the worst part. The bottom part, which looks worse, is all water, but the top part was pretty bony. The water was running pretty good that year, and Bonnie, she was just coming down ledges upside down. At one point, her head was inside the kayak and her feet were in the air while she was swimming. And I kind of chuckled to myself at the moment because she and the kayak were just getting chundered down the rapid. So yeah, she had come out of her boat and come back up into the boat. And, and so we got it all together. And Jerry was down there with some folks and maybe, I don't remember, Laura Huth. It was somebody was down there with Jerry. And we collected her boat and her on a rock in the middle of the eddy between the first and second tier of that rapid. And she wasn't doing very well emotionally. And I didn't know if she was hurt or scared. And I finally asked her, I was like, hey, Bonnie, are you hurt or scared? She goes, I'm scared. I was like, well, good. I was like, I can put you back in the boat. It's kind of what I'm thinking. She's like, I don't want to get back in the boat. And I was like, just take a break for a minute. And I didn't want to tell her right away, but she was going to have to get back in the boat because we were so far from the shore, either right or left, that there's no feasible way to get a rope to her to get her to. It would have been much more dangerous to hook her to a rope than just to swim this rapid, which would have gone real easily. And so, yeah, so once she got her calmed down a little bit, we put her back in the boat. And I was like, well, look, just hang out and I want to do this with you. We'll go down through this next rapid together. And she's like, I thought she said okay. But I let go of her and then went to get in my boat and she takes off and goes like 4 feet and flips again and then swims the second part of the rapid. But we lost her. But it was pretty funny. But there was some encouragement happening on the rock to get her back in there. But well, we lost Bonnie, but we have the winner of the flask. Are you ready, Bob? You're coming on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, Bob, to the show. How you doing, man?
It's Bob.
Hey, how are you?
Excellent. How you been?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. What's your last name, Bob?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Oh, no. Bob can't hear us. He's got the same issue.
When I was joining,
Yeah.
you have to move that sound bar up to the top. That's why to go get back out and do again.
Oh. Somewhere in his profile.
I don't see a sound bar.
Edit. Try again. Click out and try again, Bob.
Well, Bob lost the flask. Who's next?
Come on.
So close. He was so close.
And he's got the merch on. He's in
He's
uniform.
working hard to get it.
Hello?
Can you hear us? We can all hear you.
Hi, Bob.
Oh, he's out. Okay. So
Bye, Bob.
we have Michael Rabb. What's going on, man?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Congrats.
Hi.
Yeah.
No technical difficulties.
Wait, is that Dan?
No. Device, Dan.
I'm a little
Dan,
bit younger than Dan.
We lost Dan. Device is not connected. Oh, well.
But he looks like he's fighting with Dan for the best beard on the channel.
It's getting there.
Oh, let's
How's
see.
it going?
I'm working some, there we go. All right. Let's see if we can get Bob back on here again. Can you hear us now, Bob?
I hear you. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, good.
All right. So, talk to me. What do you want to tell the YouTube world this evening?
I want to say I really enjoy your videos and River Kings, and I'm a wannabe rapid type kayaker, many on flat water right now.
Right on. Where are you from?
Martinsville,
Okay.
Virginia.
Yeah, not too far. Good
Did
stuff.
work with Will Sealy some this past year and learned how to roll it on flat water. So I'm getting there.
Good deal. Yeah, Will's. I've known Will for a long time. He's right up the road in Greensboro there at Get Outdoors.
That's right.
Pedal and Paddle, I think is what they call it now.
Great store.
Yeah, great store. Will's a great
Mhm.
guy, and yeah, that's good stuff.
Have you been to the boiling hole, Bob? It's right around the corner from you.
No, been on the
It's
Smith. Been on the
It's like
Smith
15 minutes
several.
from you.
I've been on the Smith several times.
Yeah, so Bob, let's. I'll get your info when I get out of here and we stop live. Don't go anywhere because we'll all still be able to talk. But I'll get your info together and I'll get your info for the flask and then we'll link up to go to the boiling hole.
Okay, great.
Right on. But yeah, so how about you, Michael? Talk to me. Where are you from?
I'm from Hanover, PA, so up near Gettysburg.
Oh yeah.
And so I guess my home river is really the Shenandoah. Shenandoah is up to Tomake, that area.
Ooh.
I've always wanted to paddle that one. I never have.
It's a beautiful river. It just never runs well.
I got you. I think I had some friends that kayak camped on that one maybe this past summer, if I remember. I think that was the river. But yeah, so Pennsylvania, there was another river we looked at doing up there. It was some gorge or something.
Yeah.
Was it Red River? Is that in Pennsylvania?
There's Yellow Breeches. It's I think I know what you're talking about. There's a gorge that has this really big drop right down through right in between the gorge, the rocks walls.
Okay.
It's gorgeous. I've never done it myself though.
Yellow's your color, Pete.
Yeah, that's right. It may have been the yellow.
No, Yellow Breeches is pretty moderate. It's like class 1, class 2, people 2, but
We were going to do in fact,
Muddy River,
Wisconsin. We were looking at somewhere in Pennsylvania for the kind of a longboat trip for a few days. And Pennsylvania had a river we were looking at, but I remembered I would have to get there ahead of time and register all the boats and do some things or something, if my memory serves me right.
no,
Ring a bell or not?
no. I mean,
The
a
park.
lot of guys in this area go over to the Yacht, Lower Yacht, or the Upper Yacht. Usually, our group runs the Lower Yacht at least once a year.
Right on. Well, good deal. Well, yeah, it's good to put a face to your name as well. I know, yeah, for a long, long time, but
Yes, I have.
very good. Well, anything you have for the crew, Michael?
Yeah, man, just thank you for your videos, man. It's
Oh, yeah, appreciate
great
it.
to watch you guys and see your experiences.
Likewise, it's fun to have you guys out following us around on these things, following us around in the chat, and it's just been a fun community. It's been a fun thing to do. And likewise, Bob, good to put a face with your name as well. And he's he's in uniform. Bob,
I was gonna grab my beanie, but as soon as I was getting ready to get up, you said Michael Reb. I was like, oh,
awesome.
Rookie move, Mike. Rookie move.
I should have started.
Y'all need to get on here sooner next time. It makes this a lot more fun, a lot easier.
Yeah.
But, awesome. Well, I am going to 10:30. I'm going to shut it down. Probably go there and watch some TV with the wife and the kids, and enjoy the rest of the ice storm. But thanks again to Stan and the boys down there in the basement, and Bob and Michael and the rest of the crew for being on here tonight, and Brian. But from the River King World Headquarters, we're signing out, and look forward to next week. And y'all be safe in the snow and ice, and we'll talk to you soon.
You too, guys. Thanks.
See ya.
Y'all.